Everyone, good morning. This is Jason Holland. I'm the owner and travel butler with Travel Simplicity, and I'm very glad to be welcomed again by Miguel, one of my local travel butlers in Bogota, Colombia, and one of his passions is coffee. And you can imagine that there's good reason for it because Colombia is known for its coffee, and you've probably had it before. So this morning, we're gonna prepare some coffee, and in fact, I don't think you've had your coffee yet this morning, so you're probably feeling it. Good morning.
All right. Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thanks for the invitation again to this series of videos about how beautiful is Colombia. And of course, you just said like it's a famous culture of coffee. Okay. So when you're asking me like how to prepare the best cup of Colombian coffee, I was like, okay, I have a kind of dilemma because the way we most drink it every day here is actually with kind of a low quality. The tradition now is changing, but the tradition was to get it with a sugar cane, brown sugar cane, and maybe not the best kind of coffee, like maybe low quality or just instantaneous coffee from the supermarket, or even a very famous coffee that many visitors like to get, which is Café Sello Rojo or red labels. So, but it's a dark roast. It's not like the best explosion, properties of the coffee. So I said like, oh no, I have to do two kinds of coffee. The one like really traditional. I don't know if you remember in the last video, I talked to you that I was born and raised here in Bogota and born and raised with my grandma. So
Yes.
my grandma, she taught me to do coffee with this kind of a strainer, really the old way, no coffee machines, no nothing. Okay, so we're gonna see how to make this traditional cup of coffee. But because in that one, we're gonna use this kind of sugar, right? It's brown sugar. We call it here panela. Okay.
We don't have sugar like that here.
Yeah. So this panela, there's actually a beautiful town. And the next time you come back, or any of the persons that would like to visit Colombia, we can go to Villeta. Okay, Villeta is like the town of panela. Okay, so we can have an experience of how is the making of all these products. We're gonna use this, but we're also gonna do a cup of coffee that is with these kind of specialty coffees. Okay, these are organic coffees.
Okay.
In the last video, I also mentioned a region of Colombia, which used to be like a guerrilla, area. And now in that area, people is growing coffee, okay? Trying to substitute their illegal activities for rural tourism and rural agriculture, of course. So this one is one of the examples of this. But this, even though being very close to the coffee plantation of this one, it's totally different. This is going to be a dark roast. It's going to be a medium roast, okay? And this is going to be a way stronger coffee, okay? So what do you think about
It looks great. I'm
that?
excited.
Okay, what else I have here? I have a collection of mugs that I love the most in my history of coffee drinking. So this has, you can see in the edge how old this is, but I love it. Okay, Nescafe, very typical. A visit to Munich BMW Museum.
Uh,
My love for the maritime culture. These are just gifts when you buy a lot of coffee. Okay, and this is also really, really special. If you can see here, well, the cup is just actually from a Persian king. I got it in the Chicagoland area, the really cosmopolitan area of, you know, communities from everywhere. But if you see, I have here coffee. Coffee works perfect to neutralize odors in your house. Okay, so it's really common if you go to a Colombian apartment or house you're gonna find coffee cups somewhere, even in the closets. So now you have like an extra tip in this week for your life. I also have this one. This one, I don't know if you remember this one, but I get it in my tours. This is like my, I don't know, soul sister.
You carry it with
Okay.
you all the time, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. And it's really good. I don't want to make any, merchandising, but this brand, this is Core Cycle, Cook Cycle. Really good.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what do we have here too? You see the coffee beans. Okay. The green sample, it's how the coffee gets exported. Okay. And this sample is pretty much when you go directly to the coffee shops and maybe they trust you, say, okay, maybe you have a really good roasting process, so let's go ahead and prepare and do the grinding of the coffee. Okay?
Okay. Now the green is before it's been roasted, right?
Correct. Okay. It's been under a process, it's been a process of a natural dry. So maybe between 1 and 2 weeks. It depends on the season, how dry the temperature is. Okay.
Okay.
And also the area where you grow that coffee. Okay. So it's already, this is like the main source of the bean. Okay. It has a lot of caffeine. But actually, getting to that point, Colombian's coffee comes from the Arabica seed.
Okay.
So doesn't mean it's not a really strong coffee, even though that this one that is a dark roast coffee, it's gonna be a balanced coffee. So Colombian's coffee, it's world famous to be the best in the world. Yes, it's the best balanced and soft coffee in the world because of the different elevation and altitudes we have in this country. Okay, so I'm gonna prepare like maybe 2 or 3 cups, and I'm not gonna get crazy. Actually, the guy in the video drinks like 4 or 5 cups a day, but it's not like it's way different to a cup of coffee that you get in Italy or Buenos Aires. It's a really strong coffee that you just need, an espresso. You get 2 or 3 sips and you're fully charged. Actually, last night I was on Netflix checking a really nice documentary. It's called Coffee for All. Okay, and they talk about that Italian tradition that they have something called the depending coffee. So someone else pays for an extra cup of coffee for anyone who will need it. That uh, homeless people, just people without a work, okay, with a job. So it was really nice. I really recommend that documentary that I saw last. So let's go to the kitchen. We're just gonna set the water. So we're gonna take the liquid here. Okay. This is really important. The water that I'm using today is not filtered, but if you want a better experience, you better have like a filter or, the more pure the water, the better the experience. Okay. We're gonna use this. Look at this beautiful. This is so traditional. You go to a food market like Palo Quemao, Bogota, you're gonna find a lot of kitchen tools, traditional kitchen tools like this. So don't expect any fancy here in my kitchen. Not yet. Not. This is an independence, apartment. So don't expect like really swanky stuff.
We won't hold that against you.
All right. So yeah, should be nice to be this one and okay, yeah. But this is too big for it. Yeah. So the one you want to use a sugar cane. I think it's gonna be in this one. Okay, so there. I think this is a good pace. There's something that is called just experience because I don't have something to weigh how much sugar cane I'm gonna use. That's when my friend on the video he says like, I hate you. You just have the eye and you know how much coffee and how much panela you're gonna use in your coffee. So one second right here. So it's gonna just do it. when I wait a little bit, not to the boiling point, okay? Because when you get to the boiling point, the water will have a, like it's gonna acquire like a different flavor. It's
Really?
gonna affect, the final result of the coffee flavor. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And actually, well, today, if you remember what we did in Bogota, okay, the coffee plant at the coffee tasting with it. It's remembered we're gonna take like 4 different sips. Okay. Do you remember that?
I do,
Because
yeah.
the first sip just clean your mouth. The second sip, to just to yeah, to a condition, your mouth to that flavor. And then you're gonna really enjoy the coffee by the third and the fourth sip.
For
I don't
people
have
that
anything
aren't
to say.
for people that aren't used to that and just dump the coffee down their throat in the morning, it's more like what they would consider when they do a wine tasting.
Yeah, yeah. That we were talking like, just what we did was pretty much a coffee pairing instead of a coffee tasting. It takes me back to I was with a family of Mexicans, and they were like, okay, let's go to a really nice place to do the coffee tasting. It's really famous in the city. We pay a lot for that. Took us like maybe an hour, and then they were like, okay, they give you the paper notes, like, okay, how you experience in your throat, how you experience in your mouth, aroma, fragrance, everything. And at the end, it was like, okay, well, what's the best coffee for you? They were served 3 different cups of coffee. And they almost seemed at the same time that they were the same. And the barista was like, oh my God, no, they're not the same. So because it's really hard, because as you say with wine, you're not really used to, it takes time for your taste, to get used to different properties. The body of the coffee. This coffee, for example, if you turn around here, it's gonna be a clean cup of coffee with notes and citric fruits. Okay, has orange, has lemon, and something of lime. Okay, sweet coffee with caramel notes, a good body, and creamy. Okay, that's really typical from Cundinamarca, which is the Bogota region. So, going back, the best way to explore this is pretty much doing a coffee pairing with something else, as you did. Coffee, beer, chocolate, okay, scotch, remember? And of course, and the most important and really innovative, is the red, the red skin of the coffee is now being used to make a kind of syrup. You remember that?
I don't. I didn't remember that it
Yeah.
was the skin. I remember trying a bunch of different things when we did the tasting, but I didn't remember the syrup coming from the red skin of the coffee bean.
Yeah, that's kind of a cherry. That cherry, they
Uh,
now
right.
are using it as a natural sweetener. So similar to this one. So you can get, a different experience.
Okay.
Okay, and look at this kind of strainers. This is if you live by yourself. Okay, now that I'm pretty much living with my girlfriend, so it's the size changes.
Who- so you're saying your girlfriend drinks a lot of coffee?
Well, actually not that much, but I need a lot of coffee because she asked me to dishwashing, do this, and so I need a lot of energy. So I make a
You
lot of
need the
coffee.
energy.
She doesn't take a lot because she's really engaged with her kids' health. So no black drinks. But still, she's like, "Are you gonna make coffee?" But it's maybe every 2 or 3 days. But I need to drink coffee every day. Okay, let's see how is the water. Yeah. Any questions so far? It's perfect. This one is ready. Okay. And we're gonna wait a
How
little
do you
bit for the
know?
one.
How do you know that it's ready?
The cat? Oh, because this was almost to the boiling point. It was
Okay.
just some bubbles, you know,
Okay.
and the sugar cane was also. You're gonna start to see some bubbles or not. Okay. So let me take another cup here. This is very important also the cups. Actually, this. And mira lindo. Most of the organic coffees or origin coffees, the name of the coffee is gonna be the name of the farm. Okay, that's really important. So this one is Cafe Miralindo. If you see the picture right here, there's a big mountain. This is Nevado del Ruiz, one of the big volcanoes of the Andean region of Colombia. Okay, so it's Miralindo has like two little words. Mira is to see, lindo is nice. Okay, it's a nice view. Okay,
Okay.
nice view farm. It's a really nice altitude. Actually, the National Coffee Association, the coffee runners, they gave that special county a recognition to be a really good soil for an exportation coffee. And this coffee that you see here, it began with there's a score over 100. It began with a 60 points. Now it's 85. Okay, it's a really, really good quality of coffee. And what we do want with this is one of my entrepreneurship is to get the people from Colombia used to drink a good coffee. Okay, and not necessarily what happened in the 20th century that most of the good coffee used to be just for the exportation. Okay? So let me bring the strainer here, right here, and we're just gonna do this. Okay. I'll put this here, and this is only one cup, I think. So the most, advice for this is to put like 7 or 8 grains of coffee for a cup of water, which is gonna be more or less like this. Little spoon. It's gonna be like this. I'm gonna try this again, but I'm gonna put it on low fire. Okay, what do I want with this? I want the coffee to go to the bottom. Okay, but that's what my grandma made.
All right. And you said how much do you want to put in? Like a big heaping tablespoon?
Like this, they don't know, but a little spoon.
Oh, a
Like this,
teaspoon. Okay.
uh-huh. So 7 grams, just one of the spoons.
Okay.
Not necessarily like this, but pretty much plain.
Okay.
Okay. And for this one, for the brown coffee, for the brown sugar, sorry, we're gonna use a regular coffee, just Nescafe. Oh my God, this guy is a monster. You see, instantly 1, 2, 3, and now I think he's getting more today for sure. Okay, it's the same. I'm just gonna use this one. We can use it right away. We can put the 7 grains right in his preferred mug, which is of the Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
Mauricio is a good friend of mine. We met in a former job back in 2004, I guess.
Oh, what 2004? It was
14.
2012, my friend.
From 2012 to 2014.
Yeah.
We worked for a university. Now, since then, we made a good friendship. Now, he's a roomie. Okay, I think this is good. Sounds good for you?
Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine.
Okay. That's it. You understand a lot. This kind of preparation with the brown sugar will be really common to find pretty much in every corner of Bogota and Colombia. There are
Okay.
some people called tinteros or tinteras. Why? Tinto means coffee for us, okay? You come from Argentina or an Argentinian guy comes here like, give me a tinto. It's like, these people is getting wine at 9 a.m. or what's their problem? So it's good to make that difference, okay? So we call it tinto, and they're with little cars. I don't know, maybe not higher than this. And they go with the little cars and different, well, maybe not these balls, but way bigger. This kind of coleman, okay? I love this one. No plastic is fantastic. And, you know, pretty much in commercial areas, they are like, I don't know, I find myself with Mauro. You know, I see you 5 minutes in the corner of Mike. And then there's a Tinto over there. And I called him like, do you want a Tinto? You want a Tinto? We talk about our business just in the middle of the street. Hey, hey, just send me, I don't know, 7 boxes of this, choose wherever. Okay, the Tinto is finished, the conversation is finished, see you. And the Tintero continues his way.
Okay.
That's really, really common. Okay, I think the brown sugar was ready. This one looks nothing special. Now you remember that you made the coffee you took was with a siphon. Okay, we have so many like preparation methods, but the Colombian coffee variety, in general terms, will be better served with just a dripper or a Chemex, preparation method. Okay, just in this case, most of the time, if you go to a barista's coffee shop or something, they're gonna, wet a little bit the strainer or the filter. Okay, it's just gonna generate some moisture. Okay, to be clean. So like this. And here to just wait like about 5 to 10 minutes. I think for me, it's ready.
Okay.
I think we have a fragrance. I'll try it like this. So my grandma was doing this her whole life. It's a very citric coffee. Let's see, maybe we'll need it a little bit more. Let me just do this something like this here. Yeah, it's very light, very. So many people, the visitors, U.S. pretty much visitors, they say like, I don't drink coffee. It's like, give it a try, because this kind of coffee is pretty much like an infusion, which is very soft. And at the end, your expectations increase so much. And it's like, oh my God, what's this? I just always went to a Dunkin' Donuts and just had like a bitter, strong bitter experience. And that's why they don't drink it that much. Look at the difference. This is very dark. This I made one, just pretty much. You can see the difference in the colors.
It almost looks like tea.
Exactly, exactly. And that was intention, because this is the kind of coffee it has orange, has a lot of citrics. It's pretty much, it's not like for a recharge of energy. If you want a recharge of energy, so you add another maybe 1 or 2 spoons. Okay. So it's accomplished with different purposes.
Okay.
So let's go enjoy. I'm gonna send you coffee, Maurice.
Muchas gracias. Digo, thank you very much.
It's yours. So I don't know. Do you have any questions so far? What you think?
I think it's fascinating how you make it differently, and the difference in the different between the beans and the roasting, and I think so many people here, they drink it to wake up in the morning in the States.
Yeah.
And that's the intention. And certainly some people love their coffee and enjoy the flavor, but then so many people drink it just because they want that burst of energy.
Exactly, and that's the point. You want a quick stuff, to wake up. Okay, get a really dark sieve or espresso. But if you want a ritual, you really want an experience, for sure you have to come here to get that coffee tasting and that coffee experience.
Well, Miguel, thank you so much.
No, thank you, man. Thank you again for, I'm so glad always to talk about my country, its different cultures, You know, across the country, we have about maybe 12 different regions that they survive with the coffee industry. We may talk about 500 and 1,000 families that depend on this business. And as I mentioned before in the former video, it's a mindset. It's a mindset of being cooperative. It's a mindset of being good people, warm people with your neighbor, with your neighbor's farm is gonna help you to accomplish a bigger order from Japan. So to have a good treatment, you people, and that's what you see always in Colombia. It's the warmth of the people.
Absolutely. Well, that's very clear, and I really was very surprised when I was in Colombia, and really with the warmth of the people and how friendly they were, and had a wonderful time. I look forward to when I can come back. In fact, I imagine you noticed, but I've got my Colombian bow tie on today again, and the picture behind me is a place you might recognize. Is
Mm-hmm.
Bogota from up on Monserrate. So it's this great mountain right there downtown, and you can see over the city, and it's just a really beautiful view. So I figured I'd share in the celebration of Colombia today.
No, thank you, Jason.
Absolutely. Thank you, Miguel. Have a wonderful day.